All right, we are live. Hello, if you're watching this. Hi, and welcome to the first ever installment of the Daily Crossword Live. So, we are super excited to launch this. And the concept is simple. We are going to be solving one of Arkadium's crossword puzzles together. So, Arkadium has been in the games industry for 20 years, and it's not just crosswords. They have tons of different games to play on either mobile or web. They have other word puzzles. They have Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Solitaire. If you want to keep your brain sharp, Arkadium's a good spot for you. But this show is all focused on the crossword puzzle. So, my name is Jack, and I'll kind of be your crossword guide, but I would love for this to be as collaborative as possible. So if you see a clue and think you know the answer, then type it into chat. Hello. Woohoo. Yeah, so the chat's already going. This is exciting. And yeah, I will try to keep up with the words flying at me and keep us on course on this crossword. So the clues will be up here in this little kind of greenish panel. And I'll also try to read them out loud to make sure that everybody knows what we're working on. And today's puzzle, we're doing the daily crossword. So Arkadium offers like tons of different crosswords and at different difficulty levels. Some of them have themes, some of them don't. This one is called the daily crossword, and I think it's a really nice pick for us to start. I'm just checking to make sure we're set up. I don't see any comments coming in on YouTube, but that might just be that most people are watching us on TikTok. But I'm definitely seeing people in TikTok, and that's awesome. All right, so let's get started. Solve the puzzle and see how this goes. Okay, so at one across, bullets for short. Who's got the first ever clue in the Daily Crossword Live? Bullets for short. Olga just joined. Maybe you know. I'm going to give people a second to kind of pour in and start thinking about things. And maybe I'll look at a couple of these clues just to get a few in our short-term memory. Olga's got no idea. All right, that's all right. The nice thing about crosswords is that you get kind of two shots at every cell. There's an up and there's a down. Oh, in fact, I just saw one down. Comedian Sandler. Someone knows this. Yeah. All right. Mahin23 got Adam. Oh, man, Adam is just flooding the chat. Awesome. Yes, exactly. Adam Sandler. That's got to be it, right? So now we actually have an A for bullets for short. So that should help us. Anyone have ideas for what this could be? I have a guess. Ammo, nice. Andre V. Exactly. That's what I think it is. Yeah. Ammunition, ammo is short for ammunition. Okay, so two down is speechless. By the way, there's kind of a debate in the crossword community. Some people like to go just acrosses all through the puzzle, and then only once they've checked all the across clues, they then start doing the downs. I like, we already have letters in the grid. Let's let them do some work for us. So we have this M in the grid, speechless. Yeah, people are guessing mute. I like that. I like that answer. I think mute is likely. Twofold. Oh, we have our first comment on YouTube also, so we are in business in both places. Love to see it. Okay, so what are we working on? Twofold. Yeah, I have some thoughts that could be. Let's look at a couple others just so we have. Oh, another actor, another four-named male actor. People know this. Actor Damon. Who is actor Damon? So we got actor Damon crossing twofold, and twofold starts with a DU. All right. Okay, Grand Blank Opry. Oh, Matt. Nice. Bruno, Stefan. Apologies if I mispronounce your name. Okay, awesome. So we got Matt, and I always like to check. So we're gonna check 20 across. We didn't even read the clue, and we already have an answer in. Came together is met. So like, if people come together, that means they kind of met up. So that's always just kind of a sanity check that things were doing the right thing. So now we have all but one letter in twofold. Who thinks they know this? We got twofold, crossing, grand blank opera. Yeah, dual. JV21PT. Nice job. Andre again. Bruno. Okay. Everyone's flooding it with dual. I really like this. Oh, and on YouTube we got a comment, the Stonewall Grand Ole Opry. That's exactly right. Guys, we're flying through this. I always feel breathe a sigh of relief when I exit the first corner of a puzzle and I've actually completed it, because that sort of, it sets the tone for the whole puzzle, right? Like, now I feel confident we'll actually be able to solve this, whereas sometimes you leave the first section of a crossword and half of it is still blank, and it's like, oh, that does not bode well for the rest of the puzzle. 17 across, blank span, and we're already seeing, yeah, Bruno is on a roll. I like attention span for this. It fits. We all know the phrase attention span. I think you're exactly right. Well groomed, huh? That's a little tricky. Not super straightforward for me. I have a thought about what well groomed could be. 4 letters starting with an N. Yeah, neat. I think I agree with Stefan. Like, if someone's well groomed, they're neat, they're tidy. That seems good, right? All right, Norwegian city. So a little vague. We're not being told if it's the capital. We're not being told, if it's in the north or the south. But there aren't that many 4-letter Norwegian cities that like we could all be expected to know. And yeah, I think you're exactly right. Stefan writes Oslo. Andre writes not Oslo. So I wonder which one will be correct. Oslo is also just a very common entry in crossword puzzles because it's comprised of letters that are all relatively common. O, S, L. They show up in a lot of words, and that makes them kind of crossword-friendly letters. Someone on YouTube writes, I need more coffee to be able to solve these clues. All right, then go get yourself a cup of coffee and come back and join us. I've already had 2 cups today to prepare me for this puzzle. All right, we got has, and we got an O and an N in the word. Has, 4 letters, O blank, N blank. And this will kind of check, confirm, or deny whether Oslo is correct. If we can't think of anything that fits, then maybe we should reconsider Oslo. But Andre Toons writes owns, and I think that's right. If you have something, you own it. And just a little tip, in case you're new to crosswords, the tense of the clue always matches the tense of the answer. So has is present tense. Yeah, he has is like the third person, he owns. Whereas if it was I have, if the clue was have, the answer would be own, not owns, because have is not equivalent to owns, but has is equivalent to owns. It's just a little solving tip. Those always match up. Okay, 15 across, gnaw. 4 letters ending in a W. Gnaw. Someone's got it. Maybe someone on YouTube's got it. All right, if we're not sure, someone says no. That's possible, but I don't know. Let's write it in and see how it works with the crosses. Because this 5 down, this OKT lineup is looking a little strange to me. Gasoline rating. Uh-oh, I have no idea. Oh, and Maheen writes chew. Yeah, Maheen writes chew for gnaw, which I think I like better. Right, they're basically synonyms. Oh, awesome. And someone on YouTube also, the 6th Station book. Nicely done. I like chew as well for gnaw. They're kind of synonyms. And we're just chewing through this puzzle. Okay, and gasoline rating. Yeah, Stefan wrote octane. and wrote it with a K when we had new in the puzzle. So that's funny. But octane is spelled with a C, so that kind of confirms chew for me. And yeah, gasoline rating. If something's high octane, that sort of tells you something about the quality or the strength of the gasoline. Not actually sure what octane exactly means. All right, works for 21 across. EA blank. Any thoughts? And let's look at a couple just in case. So sleeved garment, SHI blank blank, crossing works for EA blank blank S. And if we're not sure, we can just move along and come back. Oh, actually, just as I say, I get answers for both of these. Okay, awesome. So Bruno writes shirt for sleeved garment, which has got to be right, right? A shirt is classically a garment with sleeves. And then the Sixth Station book writes earns for works for. If you work for something, you earn it. We are working for this puzzle, and I think we're earning the solution. Joanna says such a cool event. I'm glad you think so. I think so too. I'm psyched to be here. Okay, so December visitor, 23 across. What do we think for this? Yeah, Santa, it's gotta be. I always love seeing Santa in a crossword grid. And Santa is another one, kind of like Oslo. Santa shows up a lot because he's comprised of kind of crossword friendly letters, a couple of vowels, S, N, and T are all common letters. But Santa is always fun to think about, and so I'm always happy to see him show up. All right, let's look at this long one. Composer blank Bernstein. Who knows this? Who's up on their composers? Leonard, awesome. From someone new. Jay Canielis? Leonard Bernstein, exactly right. Exactly right. We're flying, guys. Okay, 25 across is elf. I'm really not sure about this. I kind of had an instinct guess about all the clues up until now, but elf with 4 blanks and a TE, I feel in. Hello. Am I back? I'm not back. I'm back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Uh, Again, this is our first. Oh, and I'm seeing the chat all flood in. Yeah. Um, Bear with us. This is our first time streaming, and we're still figuring it out. So you guys are seeing history in the making with all the bumpy road. All right, I am just reconfiguring. We're back. Sorry about that. That might happen again, but stick with us, and I'll be back in that amount of time. Luncharoni, back again, exactly. So where were we? Did anyone get this clue on elf? Because I'm kind of in the dark on it. So it seems like other people are also struggling with this clue. So maybe, I mean, let's just keep moving along. It's a nice thing about crosswords. There's always another clue around the corner. You don't have to figure this out right now. So 23 down is flank. It's 4 letters. It starts with an S. What is flank? If you're on the flanks, what does that mean? Yeah, it must be side. Andre Toon says must be side. I agree with you. It must be side. Nice job. Yeah, the side is flooding in. Okay, let's check this D now. Pay attention. 4 letters, ends in a D. Any thoughts? I have one instinct, but I'm not sure about it. Uh, Oops, let me. Yeah. Any thoughts on what this could be? It's interesting. This section suddenly has kind of harder clues than what we've seen so far, because I'm not 100% sure what pay attention could be. I'm not 100% sure. Although, actually, getting this I in elf kind of helped. I think I might know what this is now. Um, but if people aren't sure, then let's check some crosses. 25 down is dishonor. It's 5 letters. So we got a couple clues, 3 clues now in our collective short-term memory. We got elf ending in ITE. We got pay attention ending in D. Oh, so Bruno writes shame. So dishonor and shame. I like that, yeah. I wasn't sure, but I think that fits beautifully. Nice job, Bruno. Let's check this M. Yeah, Hollywood's Blank West. Kind of an old-timey actress. Anyone know it? Anyone know it? And we actually get an extra letter here for pay attention. And by the way, my hunch about pay attention was wrong, because I was not thinking that this was going to end up being an H. Nice. Captain Rita says Mae West. That's exactly right. And we also got that from Banastasio on YouTube. So Mae West is the actress. And yes, Emery says heed for pay attention. So like if you heed someone's advice, that means you're paying attention to it. I thought the answer might be mind when we just had this D. Like mind the gap. That's kind of like pay attention to the gap. But heed works even better, so I'm pleased. Stately tree, 3 letters starting with an E. Who's up on their stately trees? If you solve a lot of crosswords, you learn that there are a ton of 3-letter trees. There's oak, there's a yew tree, Y-E-W. There's a fir tree, F-I-R. But of course, this is going to be something else because we have an E in place. So what's the stately tree beginning with E? Someone writes elk. I like where your head's at, but an elk is an animal, right? Not a tree. Good. Banastasio on YouTube writes elm, which I prefer as an answer. I think that's exactly right. An elm tree. Stately indeed. Okay, alter slacks. And we got a blank E, blank EM. So I'm thinking slacks is probably like pants, right? They're referring to trousers. So when you alter your slacks, what are you doing? And I'll just look at 26 down as well. Flower feature. Blank E, blank AL. Nice, Sear. I don't think we heard from you yet. Sear writes rehem, and I think that's right. So if you hem slacks or if you hem them again, in other words, rehem, then you're altering your pants. So I think that's exactly right. And we're getting answers for 26 down from Rita and Mahai Dev. Flower feature has got to be a petal, right? Interestingly, sepal also works, and I think a sepal is a part of a flower as well, but it doesn't work with the crosses, and it's kind of a more obscure word, so I definitely prefer petal. So we got petal in the grid, and now just by pure crosses, we got this difficult clue, 25 across, elf is a sprite. Did someone know that in the back of their mind and wasn't sharing? I'm impressed if you did. I mean, now that I see it, I've definitely seen like a sprite is kind of a small kind of mythical creature, right? All right, let's move on. 36 across, follower of no religion. We got a bunch of letters already in place for this. So what do we think? Someone... Oh, people are saying just knew the drink. Yeah, that Sprite is just known as a drink. Yes, I know it as a drink as well. I wonder if it's named that because it sort of refers to something fun and mythical. Yeah, Mahai writes it's also a great drink. I must agree with you there. Emery writes that a follower of no religion must be an atheist, and I 100% agree. It's exactly what atheist means. Someone who doesn't follow any religion. Let's go to 28 across. And this is just, everyone has their different style in solving crosswords. Some people would go right to 9 across, kind of a foray into a new part of the grid. I always like to just get that little toehold. You know, we have an R here. Let's see if we can attach something to it. So bring up, 4 letters starting with an R, bring up. I actually have no idea. Yeah, rise, I guess. Rise. It's weird because I almost want it to be raise. Like if you bring up a child, you're raising the child. Even if you bring up your hand, you're raising your hand. So rise, there's something like weird to me about that, but maybe that's just me. Everyone's agreeing that it's rise, so I trust you guys. Okay, Marshall Wyatt blank. I've never heard of this person in my life. Someone please educate me. Who is Marshall Wyatt blank and what is their last name? Yeah, so far blank stares, and I'm giving a blank stare on this one as well. Let's try 24 down. Oh, Earp. Someone says Earp. Marshall Wyatt Earp. Wyatt Earp does sound familiar. But that would mean Rise is wrong. Yeah, I'm getting multiple. Jessica Ravello on YouTube and Benastasio again are saying Earp. So if we think it's Earp, then that means Rise is incorrect, and we have to erase that. Rise was also just giving me weird vibes for that already, so I'm inclined to erase it. And let's see how Earp works for us. Marshall Wyatt Earp. Okay, 34 across is a maxim. Who remembers what a maxim means? We got maxim, adage. Yeah, Sear writes adage. Nice job. I think you're 100% right. An adage, a maxim, it's like a saying. And so the fact that the A in ERP works with the cross of adage makes me inclined to think that ERP is correct and that we were wrong about our first guess for bring up. Who's got the tricky one? We have one more letter doing work for us. And if we're still unsure, maybe I'll look at 24 down as well. Just a stuffing herb. Interesting. I think this is probably referring to like Thanksgiving stuffing. Not just like the verb of to stuff, but like stuffing the food. Good. Sear says sage. I think that's right. Nice job. Right, you put sage in Thanksgiving stuffing always. It's kind of a classic Thanksgiving herb. All right, now we have almost all of the letters for this, and this entry finally came into view for me. I think I know what this is. It's tricky. Who knows this? And by the way, while we're waiting for answers to pour in, if you're thinking like, hey, this crossword's fun, but it's too hard for me or it's too easy for me, like Arkadium offers a million different crossword puzzles. So they have a daily easy puzzle, a daily medium, a daily hard. They have a commuter they have all sorts of different crossword puzzles. Some have themes, some don't, like this one. So if you're interested in crosswords, but something about this one isn't quite for you, then you'll definitely find what is for you at Arkadium. People are writing reap for bring up. We got Jessica Ravello and Emery writing reap, bring up. That's actually possible. You know, it was not my first instinct. Oh, someone else's LBS is writing read. Yeah, read fits, but I'm trying to make it fit the clue. And I'm not sure how read and bring up work together. Reap I kind of get because like when you reap your crops, you're sort of bringing them up. But Mahin's 23, I like Mahin's answer the best of rear, which is and Benastasio on YouTube as well. And the reason I like this is because I'm thinking of like you bring up your children, you raise them, which was my first thought of like, yeah, child rearing, exactly, Anastasio. It's like child rearing. To rear a child is to bring them up, is to raise them, etc. That was a tough one. Nice job, Mahin and Anastasio. Okay, so now I think it's finally time to enter this upper right-hand corner. Cheers bartender. Who remembers Cheers characters? This is, of course, the TV show set in that took place in the Cheers bar. I never really watched Cheers, so I'm not 100% sure on this. Sam. Captain Raider writes Sam. I like it. And Emery... Okay, Sam is flooding in. Everyone knows this but me. So Sam has got to be the bartender. Nice job, guys. Thanks. All right, Prime Minister blank Thatcher. This is a long one. We only have a couple letters on the back end. Oh, Luncharoni tells me Sam is Ted Danson. That's good. That's good context. I certainly know Ted Danson, huge fan. But I guess that's where he got his start on Cheers, playing the bartender Sam. All right, Sear, Esme, Mocha Chili Games, Joanna, Bonastasio. Everyone's got Margaret Thatcher. Love it. That was just a unanimous chorus of Margaret Thatcher. Okay. Woman's title. Iron Lady, Andre Toons writes. Exactly right. Margaret Thatcher's the Iron Lady. Okay, woman's title, we got Madam from Sear. Nice job. That definitely fits the clue. Fits the cells. I like it. This is a tough one because the clue is excuse or it's excuse, right? There's kind of two different words. You can excuse someone to, let them go to the restroom or whatever, or you can have an excuse like my dog ate my homework. And just from reading it, we don't know which meaning is intended. And we only have this A and then a bunch of blank cells. Does anyone have an instinct about this? Yeah, if not, then let's check out 19 across. Fray, starting with an R. Huh. This section is proving recalcitrant. Luncharoni writes, now I have the Cheers theme stuck in my head. That's what I love about crosswords is like, I don't know, they take your mind to so many different places. One second you're thinking about child rearing, then, Wyatt Earp, and now we're thinking about the Cheers theme song, the Iron Lady. So excuse or excuse starting with an A, and then fray starting with an R. I'm really unsure about all these. Who has thoughts? Let's also look at 22. Might as well. School division starting with a G. So we got 3 different clues we're working on. Excuse or excuse. Someone writes Diane. For which one? Oh, I see. Jessica Ravello writes, what was Sam's girlfriend's name? Diane? Oh my. I hope you're not asking me, because I'm completely ignorant of my Cheers trivia. But someone help Jessica out. What was Sam's girlfriend's name? Diane? Oh, and meanwhile, we have answers to some of these that we're working on. Sierra writes grade for school division. I like this. Like first grade, second grade, that's kind of a division inside of a school. And then Dimitri writes alibi. I did not see that. Very nice, Dimitri. Alibi for excuse. Like, it couldn't have been me. I was at work at the time of the murder. That's an alibi, but it's also an excuse for why you're innocent. Love it. All right, let's check these acrosses. We only have one missing cell in all of these crosses. Bruno instantly comes in with alarm. Nice job. A siren is an alarm. If it's blaring, a siren blaring and an alarm blaring, that's kind of kind of the same thing. Oh, we have an answer to Jessica's question about what was Sam's girlfriend's name. Was it Diane? And Panastasio says, yes, Shelley Long's character. I'm learning so much about TV sitcoms. Aria singer. So, diva. Exactly right. Yeah, Sierra writes diva. So, this is like referring to opera. A diva is the person who sings an aria during an opera. Sleeping? Sleeping, 4 letters, A, B, blank, D. It's kind of an unusual word. And if we're not sure, I'll move on to 13, which is a highway measure, M-I blank E. So we're almost out of this section. Just putting up a little bit more resistance. Mile. Esme writes mile. I like that. Highway measure. Yep. Other people are flooding in with mile. I think that's right. Like you have mile markers along a highway, right? That's kind of how you measure a highway sometimes in miles. Ah, Frey. Okay, this is a tricky letter. Because kind of both crossing words are somewhat unusual. Yeah, Sear writes ravel. So it's kind of like the opposite of unravel. We typically use the negative of this word. Something unravels. It's sort of like, am I right about this meaning of fray? Ravel? Because now I'm thinking unravel is when something kind of all falls apart. But it's all sort of referring to like string and stuff to me, or like the thread in your sweater. But also the cross sleeping abed definitely seems right. It's kind of an old-timey way to describe someone sleeping. Abed means like you're in your bed. So that was kind of a tricky cross. Just sort of both unusual words, ravel crossing abed. But good on you guys for figuring that all out. All right, so now we're like halfway done with this puzzle, guys. So 42 across is walk heavily. There are kind of a lot of ways to say walk heavily. So I sort of want to look at 34 down. Oh, stomp. Yeah, Sear writes stomp. I definitely like that. Nice instincts. Good. Tiny particle. ATO blank. ATO blank. And then we got, yeah, Emery writes atom. Exactly. Atoms are kind of the tiniest particles. And I always like, I was kind of unsure looking at stomp. And so I just like checking the cross right away. And this makes me breathe a sigh of relief, like, oh, things are actually coming together. Things are making more sense rather than less as we go through the puzzle. Okay, recipe direction, ST blank blank. Who's a chef? Yeah, Sear writes stir. I think that's right. A direction in the recipe, it's always a step. Stir the pot. Okay, and now we have 46 across, South American capital. Who's up on their world capitals? Blank IMA. Sear puts a little chef emoji in the chat. It's awesome. I am no chef. So we got South American capital. Nice, yeah, Sergey writes Lima. And I think that's correct. Lima's the capital of Peru. And it fits with our current letters. It fits with the length of the entry. I think this is exactly right. I was in Lima for a few weeks a couple of years ago and really enjoyed my stay there. All right. So moving along, we got Hawaiian native, for example. And sometimes long entries are harder to see because your brain sort of has to do more filling in the letters when you're just looking at a big blank stretch like this. But we have such an unusual pileup of letters at the beginning. ISL, like not that many words start with ISL, yeah. And I'm seeing it flood in. Sear, Andre Tunes, Emery, all getting Islander, which I think has got to be it. Like it just ISL is such an unusual combination. So once you kind of get something, it's got to be right. So people who live in Hawaii are islanders because they're all living on islands. Golf norm, blank AR. We must have some golfers in chat. Yeah, Andre Tunes writes par. JV21PT also getting par. Nice job. Yeah. So on the golf course, you're always trying to hit par. That's sort of the norm for each hole. Ooh, part. It's kind of a tough clue because it's pretty vague. Part means so many things. We only have one letter. Yeah, I might want to look at some others. Oops. Oh no. Okay. Sorry about that. Clicked away, but I think we're good. Yeah, so we also have yarn unit. 52 across. Ending in an N, 5 letters. We got some tougher words in this section. And then televised, ending in a D. So someone writes, can we see the clues? Did we lose the clues? Yeah, the clues, hopefully you can see them towards the top here. Can people see the clues? 59 across, televised in this little green banner here. Yeah, sorry if I didn't make that clear at the beginning. The clues are right here at the top. And meanwhile, I see Bonastasio getting skeen for 52 across. S-K-E-I-N. It's kind of a fun word. That's like when you see those balls of yarn that people buy, those are called skeins. I think that's how you pronounce it. Yep, other people coming in with 52 across as skeen. So has that helped us with part? Possibly. Yeah, Esme writes peace. And Joanna, nice job, guys. Like a part of something is a piece of something. I don't know why I was having trouble seeing that because part, I don't know, I just feel like part means so many things. Part could be like the role you play in a stage production, that's your part. But once we had the I in place, I think piece is exactly right. Now returning to 59 across, we have televised blank 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 ED. Televised blank 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 ED. Nice, Bonastasio, right, puts a little skeen emoji in the YouTube chat. I love it. I did not know there was an emoji for a skein of yarn. And Chris Robert kindly shares the definition of skein. Thank you. Okay, Luncharoni, I think you're exactly right. Televised is aired. So like if you put something on TV, you air it, right? Once again, we can see here that the tense of the clue always matches the tense of the answer. So televised is in the past tense, so aired is in the past tense. If the clue had been televise, then the answer should be air. Great job. Oh wow, Dimitri's skipping ahead. I didn't even see this clue. Express scorn. Dimitri writes taper. I don't know. Does taper mean to express scorn? It's possible. But let's check some crosses first. Lip. S-A blank blank. Yet another kind of tough clue, because lip can mean a lot of different things. Like the lip can be the edge, like you're right on the lip of a cliff, or the lip of your glass. It can obviously mean the body part, but I actually think the meaning here is different. But if we're not sure, let's also look at 53 down. Potter's oven. K-I blank blank. Anyone do any pottery here? So we got Potter's oven, K-I blank blank. Kiln. Seer comes in with kiln. Oh yeah. Just in time. Love it. Yeah, kiln is like that oven that you put you build your pot with your clay and then you put it in the kiln to kind of bake, and that's what hardens it. Um, exactly. Pennsylvania City, ER blank blank. And then we have that crossing pie portion. And express scorn. Okay, so Bruno writes Alice for pie portion. Oh, and then people are coming in, so we got some disagreement in the chat going, but a lot of people are saying slice, which I think, so Alice fits the entry, right? You could write Alice in here, but it doesn't fit the clue so much. Like, I don't see an argument for Alice being pie portion, but slice definitely fits the clue. So nice job, everybody, writing slice. And meanwhile, Luncharoni is giving us Pennsylvania City is Erie, right? Like Lake Erie. Good job. All right, only one letter left in this section. We have express scorn crossing lip. What's the letter? Oh, Bruno says Alice was a typo. Fair enough. The A and the S are right next to each other on the keyboard. So Bruno meant to write Alice. Bruno meant to write slice and accidentally wrote Alice. Completely understandable. Nice. Bonastasio on YouTube says sass. Exactly. That's a tough clue, right? So lip is like, you're giving me guff. You're giving me lip. You're sassing me. So I think of all the meanings of lip, I think that's what was intended here. And then to express scorn is to sneer at someone. You guys are crushing this puzzle. I love to see it. All right, 39 across is go back over. R-E-T. Jessica says sass, what my kids give me. Exactly. Yeah, and Luncharoni says meet me at the corner of sass and sneer. That's funny. Sometimes in crosswords you get, words next to each other, and so they're just sort of in your head at the same time. And sass and sneer do kind of have a similar vibe, don't they? Okay, 39 across is go back over, and I think we got an answer for this. Yes, Seer. Oh, okay, we have two answers. So Seer writes retract, and Kenny Rosenblatt writes return. Unfortunately, return doesn't actually fit with the letters. Yeah, so sometimes you just have to check that because it's hard to like visualize in your head. So I like return fitting the clue, but it can't be the correct answer because it doesn't fit with the letters. Yeah, not long enough. Someone else writes retrace. Yeah. So we have retract because retract fits, retrace fits. We might need some crosses to sort this out. And actually, retract and retrace are only differ in this final letter. So maybe we should be working on 32 down. Retreat. Yeah, there's actually a lot of possibilities for this. All right. You guys are convincing me to move along. Play division. 30 across. Yeah, Bonastasio writes, I think King of Street Fighters is onto something with retrace. Yeah, so people are starting to like retrace for this. Could definitely be right. Play division. Sergey writes set. Yeah, that seems possible, right? Jessica Ravello writes act. Yeah, it's a common situation in crosswords where multiple answers kind of seem to fit the space and the clue. Chris Robert is writing set, so yet again we're in this situation where we don't exactly know what the answer is. I'm going to put act in just because the word division, if it was like, I don't know, play backdrop, that might be set. But play division, a play is broken up into acts, like acts actually divide a play. But yeah, Jessica writes Act 1, Act 2, exactly. You're kind of dividing it. But Chris says play division is set. Honestly, I don't know what the answer is, so we'll find out with the crosses. So Bambi's mom, 3 letters. Maybe we need some downs. What do we think? Modify, beginning with an A, or an S if the answer is set. Actually, we don't know 100% what this starts with. So Bonastasio writes do for this, which makes sense. So do, yeah, Bambi's mom, do, a deer, a female deer. So Bambi's mom is going to be, someone writes Bambi's mom, R.I.P., indeed. Yeah, do, a deer, a female deer, right? So Bambi's mom is definitely going to be a doe. That seems good to me. Scarred for life, yeah, Bambi scarred us all for life. Too sad for a kid's movie. All right, modify. We also have hot chocolate. Ooh. Who's in the mood for some hot chocolate? I think we know this one. Yeah, Coco. Bruno, Emery, nice job. I think it's Coco. And what I love about this is I think that this confirms that it was indeed act and not set. So nice job to whoever said act, because there was a bit of a debate there. And actually, so this C also is giving us information about 39 across, but not enough, unfortunately, because it could still be retrace or retract, both of which were tossed out in the chat. So this is kind of clear things up once and for all, hopefully. Young people, TE, blank, blank, blank. This is fun. I mean, crosswords are usually such a solitary pursuit, so I solve a ton of crosswords, but I'm always alone, and now I have you guys helping me out, making me laugh. This is the best. Young people, yeah, Bruno, you're on a tear. I agree. Teens are young people, right? And E was one of our candidate letters for this square. And now going all the way back, I think we've got retrace for this. I think retract was a good option, but the crosses have spoken, and go back over is to retrace. Like if you go back over, something with your pencil, you're retracing it. Makes total sense. Jessica Ravello says, "Don't get me started on teens." I think Jessica was also the person who said that her kids give her sass, so she has some sassy teens at home. All right. Once blank a time. There's a quote, fill in the blank. We've got 2 letters. Someone knows it. Yeah, Emery writes upon, once upon a time. Yep. Nice job. Okay, only 1 letter remaining for this entry. Modify ADAP blank. Oh, someone already has it. Alexander L. Nice, a new person. Adapt. Good job, Alexander. I think you're exactly right. Iron oxide. Ooh. Chemistry clue. Who was a fan of chemistry in school? Maybe some of you are still in school, taking chemistry right now, and you can teach us all. Great job. Sear, Captain Rita, we got some answers. I think rust is the answer. So iron oxide is kind of the more chemical term for what rust is. Chris Robert, Bonastasio, awesome. You guys know your science. Macaroni and spaghetti. Blank, blank, STAS. Macaroni and spaghetti. Yeah, Olga, great job. Pastas. These are both examples of pastas. This is another kind of solving tip. So I've been saying that the tense of the clue matches the tense of the answer. Now here, pastas, is kind of the whether the clue is plural or singular also matches in the clue and the answer. So macaroni and spaghetti, that's two different pastas. It's an and, so it's going to be plural. Actually, if it was macaroni or spaghetti, the answer would be pasta, because then macaroni or spaghetti, you're only referring to one or the other, not both of them together. So the clue is, yeah, we're so close now. Jessica writes, I agree, we're flying through this, and I have full confidence we're going to solve it. 43 down, lash thickener. Lash thickener starts with an M-A. Yeah, nice job. Esme Sear mascara. It's got to be right? Mascara, it thickens your eyelashes. That's what it's referring to. I mean, the clue would have been easier with eyelash thickener, but I kind of like when they don't give you all the information. You sort of have to suss out what exactly are they talking about with lash. Yeah, mascara, King of Street Fighters gets it. Good job, guys. 50 across, paid out. Paid out. I'm really not sure. Maybe we'll also look at 55 across, see if that helps at all. Fragrance. Paid out. Luncharoni writes spent. Yeah, I could see that. That makes sense. So you spent money, you paid it out. And meanwhile, we're getting answers for 55 as scent. Fragrance. That one I definitely love. Like a scent and a fragrance, those are just straight up synonyms, right? That's gotta be right. But let's check this cross. Poker term. Poker term, 48 down. We got all but one letter. Who's a poker player? We've got a poker term. Let's see, 51 down is risk. P-E blank blank. Blank, 3 blanks. Oh, nice. Oh, sorry, I didn't see on YouTube. Yeah, people are flying in with ante. Good job. Yeah, ante is kind of like what gets the pot started in a poker hand. Everyone sort of throws in a couple chips before the deal. And seer comes in just when we needed you. Risk is peril. I agree. King of Street Fighters writes anti if you don't like gambling. A-N-T-I. Nice. Okay, 47 down, male friend. And this is male M-A-I-L, not M-A-L-E. And it says it's 2 words. I think this is our first 2-word entry in the puzzle. Not all crosswords tell you when it's 2 words, by the way. Sometimes you just have to suss that out for yourself and even just figure out where am I supposed to break this word up. But there's a friendly crossword, and it's going to tell us that it's 2 words. And people are writing pen pal in chat. Very nice. I like that. It's a great use of a 6-letter slot, right? Like, pen pal is kind of a fun concept. We've all had them. Makes me smile. Shopping spot. $66 across is shopping spot. And yeah, Olga. Okay, so we have 2 possible answers. Olga says mall, Emery says hall. Maybe I'll let you guys vote. Should we put in mall or hall? An M or an H here? M or H? Yeah, I think I like mall because you go shopping. You go shopping at the mall, right? Nice job. Hall was a reasonable guess. Met solo. Could be a confusing clue if you don't know what's being referred to here. Luckily, we have a lot of letters already in the grid. Seer writes, let's go to the mall. Wouldn't that be fun if we could all get together in person after this? Go on a shopping spree? So let's see, has anyone got the Met solo? Yeah, Jessica writes Met opera. I think you're right. I think that's exactly what this is referring to. Met is a sneaky little term because it sort of sounds like it could just be the verb, like to meet someone. But I think this is referring to the place that hosts operas, the Met. So with that in mind, what do we think this letter is? And we'll look at 55 down too, just in case it helps. Swindle. S blank blank M. Nice, Dimitri. Aria. I think you're exactly right. And in fact, Aria showed up in a clue earlier, didn't it? Did we have diva somewhere? Yeah, look at this. Aria singer, diva. So this puzzle really converging on opera. Maybe that's where we should meet up after solving. All right, 55 down. Swindle. Yeah, we get scam in all caps. Exactly. When you swindle someone, you scam them out of their money. I think you're exactly right. All right. Bruno wrote Carpe Diem, which I'm assuming you meant for this, which would have been a lovely entry, and it fits perfectly with the remaining letters that we have, but unfortunately it doesn't fit the clue. So it's a different C-A-R-P-E word. Yeah, carpenter. A carpenter is a woodworker. Nicely done, Seer. Okay, Bulls League, and it tells us it's an abbreviation. So what are the bulls that are being referred to here? Guys, this is the last corner of the puzzle. We're almost there. We're in the home stretch. I'm feeling glory right around the bend. I hope we don't have a typo somewhere. That would be sad. Nice. Jessica comes in with NBA. And Sergey as well. Bulls. So this has got to be the Chicago Bulls, right? Who play for the National Basketball Association. Great job. A dull person. This does not describe anyone here, that's for sure. Yeah, Seer writes a bore. I think that's possible. Bore this way. By the way, this is also a common crossword entry, bore, but that's more like a rude person. But I think a bore is someone who's boring. A dull person. All right, only 2 entries left. 2 acrosses left. Ooh, but we get a very vague clue. For 56 down, very vague clue, just on. Who thinks they know it? Seer writes atop. I think Seer solves a lot of crosswords. You're flying in here, and you're never wrong. Nice job. I think on is atop. If you're on top of something, you're on it. You're also atop. All right, we're really closing in now. Gone by. So we have gone by. Maybe let's look at some crosses. Oh, we have another actor. Okay, Richard Blank. Someone knows this. So we have Richard, and then 58 is metallic. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. We got someone. Sear again writes actor Richard Gere. Good job. Ah, and Jessica. Just when we needed you. Yeah, gone by is ago. That's tricky. Because you don't usually think of what, like, how do you actually define the word ago? It's not so obvious. But now that we see this clue, it sort of makes sense. Like, 15 years ago is 15 years gone by. Clutch. Nice job. All right, last letter in the grid. Metallic deposits. Tarzan's pals. We got this. All caps. This has got to be an S, right? Oh, nice. We get the confetti. We get the confetti. Wow, you guys are awesome. That was so fun. We solved it. So that was Arkadium's. It's called the Daily Crossword. So, as implied in the name, you could play that every day. And Arkadium has other crosswords if you want to check them out as well. I'm really impressed with you guys. Arkadium writes, we should keep score. Who got the most correct answers so far? I like that idea. I have some thoughts about who was participating a lot. But honestly, everybody helped. Everybody helped. That was a blast. Wow. Guys, thank you so much for attending the first ever Daily Crossword Live put on by Arkadium. I had a ton of fun, and we're doing this every day. So, like, I'll be back here tomorrow morning, same time, 10 a.m. Eastern. New puzzle, new wordplay, same good company. So I'm gonna sign off now, but please join tomorrow and pat yourselves on the back for a job very well done.